Hi everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. I thought I would show you me finishing off or working on a dragon scale tumbler. It is my first time doing a dragon scale. I didn't think about filming it until I'd already done some of it, so I think this is a 30 or 35 ounce skinny, and I have already printed out the cardstock scales, which are these. And then I glued them all on with double-sided tape. Then I spray painted it black, and I put one layer of tack it over and over on there because I'm going to use micas to color the dragon scales. So we're going to use a couple from Solar Color Dust and then like 4 from Glitter Chimp. So I'm excited to see how it turns out. The one layer of tack it to me is not quite, well, it might be for the mica. We'll give it a try on the bottom of the cup here. So I always just do it with a fluffy brush. I got this at Dollar Tree, and it's a pretty good brush, pretty good little brush. But so let's take a little bit of the well, it might be tacky enough. Let's see. I think I'm going to put one more layer on. I want it to stick real nice. I want it to take the color real good. And if you do 2, sometimes even 3 layers, let it dry every time in between. Sometimes you get a better outcome. So let me go ahead and put another layer on. I have it right here. I mix mine not quite 50-50 with water. Just dunked my whole brush in there. These scales on the cardstock were much easier to apply the glue to than I thought they would be. Of course, we do have the Etsy shop now where you can, purchase any of the tumblers I do, and I also have a Facebook where I put pictures of most of them, and I've just started TikTok. Not real great at it, but I'm trying. But our company name is Gem & Co, Gem and Ko, and that my daughter made that up. It stands for the names of our fur babies at the time. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple of them, but it's Gus, Emmett, Maggie, Kyle, and Owen. One of those fur babies is a cat. The rest are dogs. We no longer have Owen or Emmett. We do have Topher, which he has been on the channel. I still have all the fish. They're all doing really good. Just wasn't much new than what's already on FishTube to me. I didn't think I was really going to be able to add anything that wasn't already there, other than just a new fish keeper trying to do things right for the fish. So I may put some more videos up when I think of something. The monthly subscription box I got super disappointed in because they just quit sending it. And I know with COVID, I'm sure that was part of it, but there was no notice, no anything. So I'm not quite sure what happened with that. I hope all those guys are okay, but it was a little disappointing. But so that's a little off subject. So let me get this on here. I'm not going to make you guys watch me paint glue onto this. I will go ahead and pause it, and I will come back to you guys. So it's going to be a little while for me, but just a second for you guys, and we'll be right back and get some color on this dragon. Okay, I am back, and it looks like it is nice and tacky and dry enough for me to go ahead and put on some colors. So let's see what we've got. I'll try to make sure I put it to where you guys can see everything that's going on, but hopefully this will look okay. I think I'm going to use like the lighter colors to kind of highlight at the end. I don't know. We'll see as we go. Start out with this one. I'm just going to do different areas and the different colors and see what we get. I was watching, I think it's Duncan, and he actually did this with a bunch of different color shift micas, and it looked really cool, so I thought I would copy him. What I generally do when I want to try a new technique is I will watch a bunch of different YouTube videos and things like that, and I just take a little bit from each one I watch, just different techniques that I like and I think I could execute well. And I'm really grateful for all those people. The one thing is nobody showed putting epoxy on this type of tumbler, which is my most nerve-wracking part, I think, because it's the epoxy and it's, you know, you don't want to waste it, and you definitely don't want to mess up the hours of work you've already put in, because it takes quite a while to put all the scales and everything on here. That color's pretty. It's not quite as dark as I'm wanting, but I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it is really nice shift. This one's going to be real sparkly. So we're going dragon, not mermaid on this. Wanted to do, I wouldn't say masculine because it's gonna have glitter and all kinds of stuff on it, but I wanted to, you know, go a little, something different. Not quite as glittery, but by the time I'm done, I'm sure it'll be glittery because I do love my glitter. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see how well I'm going with the lights and stuff. Not really rhyme or reason to the colors and wanting it to be random, so it's okay if there's some next to some and not next to others. Trying to get a all over dusting, a little bit of an all over dusting. Okay, I'm gonna put the colors on, but I will fast forward a little bit during this for you guys. These are the glitter chip ones. This one is Atlas. The purplish one is Thanos. And then we have Athena and Hades. They're all real beautiful. But like I said, I'm not gonna make you in real time watch me do this, so I will go ahead and fast forward and let you guys see kind of where we're going with it. So fingers crossed we'll have a good outcome. So all right, I'm gonna get fast forwarded and let's see what happens. Okay, so I decided I did not like the way the top and bottom rims were coming out. So real quick, I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to the top and bottom. And then once that dries, we'll epoxy it. I couldn't decide which one, so I have two of my glitter chimps here. We have Man of War and Mother of Dragons. They're both color shifting, and both of them would look good, but they look really good mixed together. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get my glitter catcher. I mix glitters a lot. I just, if I think it'll look good together, I go ahead and put it together. So, always willing to experiment. You never know what you're going to come up with. Could end up being your new favorite. So, get out my handy dandy glitter catcher. And another paintbrush for my Mod Podge. I do mix my Mod Podge with a little bit of water too. Not a lot, but a little, just to get it a little easier to work with. I don't want a huge room on here, so I did grab a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna basically paint a line. You can pour the glitter kind of thick into a plate or a piece of paper and just kind of dip it. That works too, but let me actually do the whole bottom, I think. Not real happy with the way that one mica left a big line. So, glitter fixes everything, as we all know, right? Who hasn't used a little glitter here and there to cover up maybe some minor flaws? Another trick I saw on a video was to use metal to knock off your glitter, and it works amazingly well. I don't know what it is about the metal scissors. Yeah, that's real pretty. Okay, I like that. Let's see if the top comes out just as good. And yes, I'm a messy crafter, and that's perfectly fine. Everything can be cleaned up. It's a sign of a happy crafter. Okay. A little harder to get a little good line here. But, let's see. I suppose it does not have to be perfect. I keep reminding myself of that. I will drive myself batty. Sometimes on tumblers. I'm sure that other people do it as well, but you kind of look at it, and you, as the person that did it, you see every single flaw, every single thing that you wish would have been different, or a little bubble that you thought you got out. And sometimes you have to realize that things are handmade, flaws are going to happen, and that's okay. And the people who are buying them understand that they're homemade and flaws are going to happen. So I mean, as long as it's not major, a lot of times other people won't even see it. It's just that we are so close to our personal projects that we notice everything. So, let's see. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay guys, I'll be back in a few minutes once I get set up. Once this dries and I get set up to do the epoxy, I'll be right back with you guys, and we will go over that together. And Lord willing, the creek don't rise, we end up with a good result. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. I think I'm going to start out with 30 milliliters because I think it's going to take quite a bit. We're going to have to kind of just do a flooded method, which is fine. Like you can tell I'm nervous, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I'm just pouring my epoxy right now. I am using the countertop, the marine epoxy. I like it okay. I still haven't landed on an epoxy I really love. I am getting some of the Alumilite quick, the quick setting, so that I can try that, see how I like it. I do keep a small mini heater on all of my cups as they're spinning. It seems to do a good job of helping the epoxy to cure maybe a little bit faster, and so it seems to do a pretty good job with that. So they pretty much have a little heater on them all the time. But yeah, so I'm kind of backwards on there for you to see, but just mix equal parts A and B. You know, really that's one of the main things. Just be sure you're measuring it right. You can stir as calmly or aggressively as you feel comfortable. I generally stir fairly aggressively once I get them a little bit combined, because I'm not worried about getting rid of bubbles. If you have a heat gun, a torch, or even rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle, you can take care of bubbles. So don't worry about those too much. I don't even worry about it when I'm doing a painted tumbler where every little flaw shows. And you don't have glitter to kind of hide your sins, because the bubbles, you can get rid of the bubbles. I make dominoes as well and never have an issue with that. And on those I just spray alcohol on them because I don't want to put heat by my molds. Make sure there's nothing, no random hairs or apparently pieces of tape or anything on the tumbler before I start with the epoxy. So get this mixed up. Probably fast forward through that for you guys, and then we'll get to putting it on the tumbler. I'm scared, a little nervous. Alright, I generally start out with my bottom, and yes, usually epoxy goes everywhere. That's okay, so I have all the mats down there. Okay. I did not set the glitter with clear. What I did is the old trick of Aquanet. If you spray Aquanet on your glitter, let it dry, it'll pretty much hold it in place so that it doesn't go all over your project, unless you're silly like me and touch the bottom and get the glitter all over you. I may change out that glove just to make sure I'm not spreading glitter everywhere. So I think once I get the glitter set, I will probably do that. Okay. I'm not sure if this will ever be a flat tumbler, but we will see. And I have developed a bit of an epoxy allergy. I don't know if you guys can really see that on camera. So I am careful with gloves, and if I get anything on me, I wipe it off immediately with baby wipes. Because if it's on my skin, like there, I probably got it on my wrist a little bit. It's a little irritating, needless to say, but I really like doing this. I'm not sure I want to switch to crystalite because I don't know that it will do all the things that I like to do. I know it's limited on some things, not everything, just some things. So I haven't quite taken the leap. So I'm trying to find epoxies with low VOCs to try to help. So all right, let's flood this out. See what happens. I like to drizzle thin lines. It seems to keep it from just falling right off of the tumbler as it spins. Keeps it adhere a little more. And then we'll kind of let it spin around a little bit and see what it does, and then maybe I'll help it along a little. It's actually going on much smoother than I thought, so maybe I should not have been as nervous as I was. I just kept seeing myself catching my glove on the scales and ripping them off the cup. I know, worst case scenarios, but you just never know when it's a new technique. And I guarantee the epoxy is going to go up under these scales, so it's going to eat up the epoxy. I may actually have to mix more. I have watched some videos, and the amount of epoxy some people use, I was like, am I doing this wrong? Because I tend to do thin coats, which either way is fine. It's whatever you're more comfortable with, as long as the end product. Okay, we are back. I have It's got 2 coats of epoxy on it. I have sanded the whole thing. I freshened up the glitter at the top and the bottom, and then I added some glitter to the scales and then gave it a good clear coat with Rust-Oleum to try to keep that glitter from moving. I am going to mix up another batch of epoxy to get on there, and we'll see how it goes. It's much smoother than I expected. I was able to sand it without really messing things up, and I think with a couple of coats of epoxy we're going to have pretty good luck with that, and it's going to be nice and smooth for us. So, alright, I'll be right back with you after I get the epoxy mixed. Dollar Tree in the wedding decoration section. They work great. You can throw them away. If you get the spoons in the baby food section, the epoxy cleans off of them just like they were silicone, and you can reuse them. Alright, get the usual one, the bottom first. It's probably out of order for some people, but I think everybody does it a little bit different, but it's the same in the end. If a little bit of the glitter travels, I don't really mind. I just didn't want a lot of it to travel. I absolutely don't mind any extra sparkle on most of my cups, unless requested for no sparkle, of course. I did notice on this you have to really watch some of the scales that are a little bit more raised. They can get air bubbles in the corners. So I did get a couple of those that hardened that way, and I had to kind of pop them and sand them, so something to pay attention to for sure. I just used 20 milligrams this time because we're going to end up getting at least one more coat after this, so 20 is enough, even though it's a 30-some ounce tumbler. Like I said, I do thinner coats probably than some people. I heard that some people do like 50 mil. I was like, I don't even know how they get that on there without it just dripping off of it. So, but I'm new to the game, so hopefully we'll figure all that out. But my cups seem to do great, and they're nice and smooth, and I don't have any complaints from people. So I think whatever I'm doing, it's right. And like I said, everybody's going to find their own style, as long as the end results are good and you're happy with it, and customers are happy with it, or your friends and family, whoever you're giving them to. That's what you're looking for. Alright, looks like that went on nice and smooth, because it's definitely smoother, of course, than the first time we put it on. Sanding it did put some rough edges on the scales, but I kind of liked it because, you know, dragons aren't pristine, so it's okay to have a couple rough spots. So I thought it didn't take away from it at all. I do not know if or what kind of decal I'm going to put on here, but I will be back with you guys when this is dry and let you know whether we're going to do another coat. If it does need another coat, I may do it and then just show you guys the final product. So, alright, I will see you guys again in about, since this is a quick set, probably about 6 hours or so. Okay, so I did that one more coat of epoxy, And honestly, I think that that may be it. I may do one more coat just to smooth it out a little more, but it's pretty smooth. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and you know, of course, please feel free to subscribe, comment, share, any of the above. I'm always looking for tips and tricks, so I'm welcome to any of those comments. And yeah, like I said, thank you for joining me on my first dragon scale tumbler. Hopefully I'll have more videos to come, and maybe we can learn some stuff together. Yeah, so thanks again. Everybody stay happy, safe, and healthy out there, and I will see you guys soon.